Hello there, Leo. Thank you for stopping by for your video tarot forecast for the week of December 29th through January 4th. The tarot I'm using today is going to be the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg, so let's just get started. Monday, Leo, we have the Falling Tower. Now, the Falling Tower really is the beginning of a process, so I don't want you to panic when you're looking at this card because the overall process is actually good in the long term, although it can be uncomfortable in the short term. Okay, so what happens on Monday is that you have some kind of situation or relationship that you thought was very solid and stable and secure and that you thought was just going to be lasting indefinitely. And suddenly, out of the blue, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, you're just ejected from that situation, okay? And so when you're ejected from that situation, that's what I'm talking about. That's unsettling and very unstableness making. It's like, oh my gosh, now what? Kind of in shock even at first because it happens so suddenly. Now, like I said, the Tower card really is the beginning of a process. And so I want to tell you what happens after the Tower card. The Tower card is what you're experiencing Monday. You're experiencing that ejection from that stable situation. But then what happens is you start to get on your feet, you start to recover, you start to go, oh, okay, now what? And you start to look around for other opportunities to replace the hole that situation is leaving in your life since you're not in it anymore. What you find out when you start looking for these other opportunities is that you have been lulled by your situation that you were in before because it was comfortable. You've been lulled to where you weren't even looking for better opportunities before, and what you're finding is there are some much better opportunities out there than what you realized. And so that's why it's good in the long term, because in the long term, once you start seeing those other opportunities and start taking advantage of them, you end up in a much better situation than you were before you had lost that one situation, before you were ejected from the first situation. Okay? It's kind of the universe's way of saying, hey, hello, you can do better. So Monday, when you start experiencing that Tower situation, just realize it's just the beginning of a process, and at the end of the process, you'll be better off than when you started out at first. Okay, so Tuesday, Queen of Clubs coming up. Okay, so for Leos, I'm feeling like this is somebody coming into your life on Tuesday. So this could be someone coming in the form of an email, a phone call, someone with some face-to-face time with you. Okay, so the Queen of Clubs, what you need to know about her, she is very passionate about the things that she does. She really only has time for the things that she's passionate about. Anything else is just not a priority to her. And so if you want to schedule something with a Queen of Clubs type person, you want to wait till like 20 minutes before you're about to leave and call her and say, I am getting ready to go out the door to do such and such. Do you want to come with me? Because if you try to schedule something like a week in advance or 2 weeks in advance with her, she's not going to like it because she's afraid to schedule too far ahead. She's afraid she might miss something important if she commits to something too far ahead of time. So that's an important thing to know about Queen of Clubs, not to let the scheduling thing frustrate you. Just figure out what you want to do with her and then call her right before you head out the door. The other thing about the Queen of Clubs, though, is she is extremely creative. She thinks very much outside the box, which makes her really good at problem solving because she's not limited by the normal logical boxes that a lot of us are limited by. So she's a great problem solver, and that makes her a really good person to have in your life if you ever are trying to figure something out, how to handle something. Okay, so that's what I see. I see that personality coming into your life on Tuesday, Leos. And then on Wednesday, we have the Moon card showing up in your life. Now, the Moon card is a card that I don't particularly enjoy. The reason I don't enjoy it is because what the Moon card tells me is that you have a situation coming into your life on Wednesday where you become aware that there is something going on that is much deeper than what shows up at the surface in some situation in your life. So you're getting part of the information there, and you're getting just enough information about that situation to realize that there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. But when the Moon card comes up, you're not able to actually put your finger on what exactly is going on in that situation. It's just fishy. It's a really fishy situation. That's all you really know about it. Okay, so that is Wednesday. Thursday, Five of Coins. So Thursday, I see you really trying to be organized in your resources, whether it's finances, whether it's about, you know, the energy that you're putting into your relationships. I see you starting to kind of prioritize and decide where you want to put more energy or where you want to put more finances, where you really want to funnel things, and kind of try to get a balance in that area of your life. You just want to try to bring in some balance, either financially or emotionally, energy-wise. Okay, so Friday, Leos, we have the Hierophant and the Hierophant reversed. Friday, this just means that you are going to be thinking outside the box. You're not going to be doing things traditionally on Friday. You're not going to be doing anything just because we've always done it like this and it's always worked. That is not going to be a good enough reason for you to be doing anything on Friday. Friday, you're going to be really looking at how can we make things work better? How can we do things better than we've done them before? And you're going to be kind of stepping away from old traditions. Old traditions are not going to be serving you like they used to serve people in similar situations before, because feels like there's just been too many updates and too much modernization, and so now it's time to update your system, modernize. And so those old traditions, at least in this particular area, are going to have to go out the window. Now, Saturday, we have the Knight of Swords coming up. Action, action, action. This is action is what this is. And so I see you guys taking action on Saturday. I don't know what kind of sports they have in December. I'm not a sports person, but for a lot of you, it feels like sports. This feels like for 80% of you, this is some kind of sporty type thing, some kind of sporty type action. I don't know, did they play soccer this time of year? I guess hockey. It's old enough to play hockey. I guess in other parts of the world they're playing warm stuff. I don't know. But anyway, I'm feeling like for 80% of you, this is sports type stuff. Maybe it's skiing. I don't know. But on this Saturday, I do see taking some kind of action. And I feel like for 80% of you, this is going to be sporting type stuff. For the other 20%, I feel like you guys must be workaholics, because I'm feeling like this has to do with work. And you're working on Saturday, taking this big action. All right. So then Sunday, what we have is we have the Page of Cups coming in for you. And this just tells me that on Sunday, you are going to be receiving some type of message of love. And this can come in from anywhere. This can come in from your significant other, maybe flowers and chocolates. This can also come in from a family member or from a friend or from a coworker, or it could come in from a total stranger. Maybe somebody just does something really nice for you that makes you feel like, oh, wow, God is really looking out for me, or the universe is really looking out for me. Whatever your belief system is, that higher power is really looking out for me. So, but I do feel like Sunday, I see you guys getting some kind of message of love, Leo. Yay! Okay, so Leos, that is your week. For those of you who would like to schedule a private session with me, do me a favor, check me out. Make sure I am the best reader for you. You can look at me at amista.info. That's amista.info. All kinds of weird and wacky stuff to find out about me. I never claim to be normal. If you decide still that I am the reader for you, then go ahead and contact me. There's a few different ways to do that there. And we'll schedule a reading or a healing session for you or whatever as soon as possible. For the rest of you, I will see you next week. Everybody, peace out and have a good new year.